Hey everybody, this is Tank and Trucker. Today I'm going to do a couple reviews on some tanks, just premium tanks that I have not done yet. First one I'm going to do is on the M4 Improved. Um, I've only had 3 matches in it because when I first got it, I was still trying to figure out what the improved part of the M4 Improved was. Uh, it's um, it's actually not a bad tank, and it's got some really good slope. That's why I'm really excited about the next patch because, like right now, tanks shoot that and they just go right through it. Even with that, look at that. I mean, that's beautiful. Look at that slope. And if you look at the turret, you do have these, on the sides of the gun, but, at distance, it's not that easy to hit. And look at the angles on this turret right here. Um, Even the sides of it have got some decent angle. It just doesn't have the thickest armor, but after the next patch, when they change around the way the shells work, that's that angle is going to help out immensely. I mean, you're going to start. I mean, look at that. Look at the back of this. Somebody shoots you in the back and the sides, it's going to bounce. Well, there it won't, but I mean, it's just going to make a whole world of difference on your light tanks, your lighter armored tanks that don't have a lot of thicker armor. Just angling it is going to be make all the difference in the world. It's really going to bring back the armor in the game, which, and I'm just as guilty as anybody else as shooting premium rounds when like a Moss comes around or something, but got to do to try and pen it. But, if you got a Moss driver that kind of knows what they're doing and they start angling it and, getting that turret angled so you can't hit those two weak spots on the sides of the turret, that thing, it's going to be a beast. I mean, it's just I'm pretty excited about the armor aspect of the game being put back in because you angle this like that, they're not gonna be able to pen you. I mean, it's just it's great. I really like it. You're gonna have to know uh, more what or how to drive a tank. You'll notice a difference between players that are new to World of Tanks because they're gonna be like this aiming at you. And then the people that have been playing for quite a while or know what they're doing will be like this, angling their armor. And so, anyways, let's get to the review of this. So, this is the M4 Improved. Like I said, I've only got 3 matches in it, and I've only won one match out of the 3 that I've had in it. Kind of reminds me of that gun carriage. God, what a pile of crap that tank was. But anyways, or tank destroyer. So, anyways, I do a pretty good amount of damage when I play it. Well, yeah, let's start. Let's get going on the review here. So, basically, you have 480 hit points for a tier 5 that's pretty standard. This is a medium tank. It does not get preferential matchmaking. Your hull armor is 50 in the front, 63 on the side. Wow, they came up with that number. Usually like 60 or 70, but 63, whatever. And 50 in the back. So, it's got 50 in the front, 50 in the back. So it's got just as much in the butt as it does in the front. Your turret armor, 76 in the front, 50 on the sides, and 50 in the rear. God, if somebody shoots you in the side there, boy, with that new, I'm telling you, this thing is going to have the turret on this is so funkily made that when that new uh, patch comes out, the way the rounds normalization changes, it's really going to be, it'll be a lot different. It'll open up so many doors on tanks that you just don't want to play because they're so easily penned now that you're going to be like, wait a minute, I'm going to try that tank out again. And I think a lot of people are going to be shocked on the difference that it makes now when you angle, that it does now when you angle and they still pen you. So, anyways, mobility has a 640 horsepower engine, specific power to weight 16.68, which is actually pretty good. 56 kilometers in forward, 25 in reverse, and you'll get up to that 56 pretty fast. It cooks right along. It's pretty quick. Traverse speed, 41.6, so you can spin her around pretty quick. Concealment is 14, which for a medium tank is that's about average. UV range basically is 386 stock. I didn't put any kind of nods or anything on it. I went with vents, gun rammer, and a gun lane drive. I don't think you get the option. Yeah, you don't get the option for vertical stabs on this. That's why I put the gun lane drive. So your view range is 386, signal range is 608. And let's talk about the gun a little bit. So, mine does 17.8 rounds a minute. Stock is 15 rounds a minute. Average penetration is 92, 127, and 38 for your HE. So your penetration on this is not super duper, but again, you know, it's a tier 5. Excuse me, almost at 6. Tier 5. But when you start seeing tier 7s, which I believe I do in this battle, that I'm going to show, you'll see that, you know, you have trouble penning, you know, with that 92. Actually, I think I might have actually put it on premium rounds and forgot to take it off premium rounds. Average damage is 110 and 175 on your HE. So it says 1650 average damage per minute. Mine, on the way mine's set up, is 1956 average damage per minute. So you can see, just adding the vents and having a, you know, pretty decent crew. I mean, I've got one crew skill on it, but they're all at 116%, except for, I think, Commander's at 105. But that bumps you up, you know, from stock of 1650 all the way up to 1956. I mean, that's a pretty big jump. And my reload is 3.4 seconds. Turret traverse is 41.6. So if somebody tries circling around you in a light or a fast or medium, you can keep up with them pretty quick. So you don't have to worry about getting circled and getting shot all to hell. Aim time is 1.79 seconds. I think stock was 2.1 stock. Dispersion is 0.44. My dispersion is 0.41. So, you know, those vents, they make a big difference when you add those things on there and, you know, have a pretty decent crew. So anyways, that is the review part of the M4 Improved, and hang around for a second and I'll have some gameplay for you. Hey everybody, me again. So here we are, and we got Arctic region, and team-wise, it was pretty comparable. It was a pretty decent matchup. You can't see now what the stats are. I don't know why. It doesn't show it every once in a while. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But team's pretty well matched up. And I decided to go left over to the H line, J line down by the water. I'll speed up the countdown. And on your mark, get set, go! So you'll see it, you know, you can see it turn there. It's got pretty good. Turret spins pretty quick. I always pre-aim up there in the hill because, you know, you get people up there. This Ram here, I guess he said somebody got it for free in the game or whatever, and so he was probably just testing out, see how quick the reload was, even though he can see it. So, didn't have a whole lot coming down this way. Churchill 3, that Ram, myself. I think something else came down this way. And of course, you know, all our heavies and quite a bit are going to come. I figured I'd wait here for a minute. Let that 67 go around the back side. And this Ram come around the front side and kind of light up what was there. And M5 Stewart. And I was setting low, so I wasn't lit yet. He didn't know I was here. Surprise! And he was shooting at me, but he did nothing but bounce. He thought he was going to go for a swim and kill himself. Well, no such luck. Hate it when people do that. He deserved to die twice over for trying to drown himself. Take my kill away, that bastard. Oh, looks like the stats kicked in, so now we can see. So you can see we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people that have red stats, one that has white stats, a yellow and 2 greens, and me in blue. The enemy team had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 reds, 1, 2, 3, 4 yellows. Looks like orange, 1 yellow, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blues. So actually their team was a lot better than ours. I thought it was pretty good matchup, but I guess not after looking. So anyways, so now I'm given, you know, they know I'm down here, so I figured I'd come around this corner, kind of sneak around slowly and sure, because, you know, they got that Bishop artillery, and that thing shoots pretty fast. Doesn't do a whole ton of damage. It just does, you know, it fires really fast. And with this gun depression, I mean, look at that. Gotta love it. So I was able to come up here with the gun depression on tanks just makes all the world of difference. So I'm just popping up and taking advantage of what I can with a gun depression. First shot that hit me, you can see where they bounced off there, but he hit right on the left side there. Well, right side if you're on this, but we'll say the passenger side here of the turret, and took out the driver. Was it the driver or was it the gunner? I thought he said driver. No, gunner. I'm sorry. Helps if I just look right here. Duh. So yeah, he took out my gunner, and so I brought him back to life, resurrected him with my magical repair kit for human beings. But yeah, with so the bishop just hit me, well actually right in front of me, and splashed me for 108. And that KV-1, that darn KV-1 just kept pre-aimed at me. And these guys here finally start coming around, and he starts aiming at them. But, you know, if you can look, that AT-2's aiming at me, KV-1's aiming at me, the DW-2's aiming at me, and I think that LT, yeah, version 3 back there, VZ3, whatever, 38 back there was looking at me. So it's like, I didn't want to have to use my repair kit, but, you know, when you're still getting hit, and I couldn't pen that damn KV-1's turret from where I was, so I knew I had to come over at more of an angle and get shots on the side. That one, I think, actually missed. So you can see, premium rounds, I was even having a little trouble hitting or penetrating that KV-1. So I take out the DW-2. I figure I must keep trying to work on that KV-1. He actually hits me again here, knocks me down to about nothing in hit points. It's such a bummer when you're hitting them and you're not penning them. So I finally took him out, and he hit me. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4 rounds right through my turret. But, you know, again, that's all I could really shoot at. But I had 2 bounces, but they were going through my turret pretty good. I mean, pretty easy. So, yeah, let's see. I don't know. Nah, even at that angle, oops. Even at that angle, with the new penetration rules that'll be in effect, that'll still probably, where I was angled there, still going to go through me. But anyways, so I think I'm going to start working on this AT-2. And where do you shoot an AT-2? Well, of course I would miss. But that one landed good. And there, that darn bishop took me out. He was the same, he took this guy out over here too, our KV-1. So, yeah, that bishop, no, actually he took me out. He didn't take him out. I thought I already took him out, but he didn't. But, yeah, so that bishop hit me twice, once for 108 and once for 25, and finished me off. But, I should have known that, not to stick around there. But this team was actually pretty sad, because you can see they're capping us, they're coming around behind us, they're in front of us. We're surrounded! Oh, the humanity! But, yeah, so this team kind of sucked balls, and we ended up losing pretty drastically bad because of that. Well, I won't say drastically bad, I mean, it was 13-8, so... In this Ram... Here, I said a minute ago, what a crappy team. And that Ram made a comment. Oh, let me pull it up. It said something about, yeah, you guys were crappy or something. But it was funny in the after-action stats there. I did 1,105 damage, and I think he did like 600 or 650, something like that. In his stats, the dude sucks. I mean, I don't mean to be an asshole, but if you deserve it, you know, if the shoe fits, wear it. And, let's see, where is he? Ram 2. Yeah, he's got a whopping 375 win 8. Whee! So he's a real pro. He must let his dog play or something, you know, when he's not home. Go ahead, Rover. You can play the game while I'm not home. To get stats like that, I mean, holy, well, God, we had a guy with a 49 win 8, 113, 36, one that didn't have any stats. It's like, Jesus. And, yeah, his, win rate's 375 and his win rate's only 46%, but he's, quite the stud. It's like, if you're going to talk shit, at least have decent stats to talk shit. So now it's down to our pro Ram player who thinks he's better than anybody on the team, and he really kind of sucked balls. Bye-bye. So, anyways, we got Romple Stomps. Well, not really too bad. I mean, 59. I ended up hitting 12 targets, did 1,105 damage, and I did bounce 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rounds for 305 damage, but obviously it's all low caliber guns. The M5 Stewart came around. He bounced every round that he hit me with. I don't think he penned me. Yeah, he didn't pen me one single time. Then he decided to try to go swimming, but I put a ixnay to that idea. So yeah, we ended up losing this match, but yeah, the M4 improved. It actually did pretty good. I did with the penetration on those rounds. Only, oh yeah, that's right there. It said, I said, wow, this is a crappy team. He said, no, you guys were the crap. Were crappy, and it cracks me up because he didn't do shit for really damage, and his stats suck. It's like, yeah, anyways. But yeah, so with the penetration, I think it was 92 for the standard, and even the premium rounds, I don't probably let me look at it. No, not being paused. Um, yeah, 127 for the premium rounds. It bumps you up, but I wish the APCR rounds were a little bit higher. I wish they'd bump it up to about 140 for the premium rounds, and you'd be able to go through stuff a little bit easier. Like that KV1, I bounced just way too many rounds off him. Those things, they've got that magic armor that soaks up shells. But anyway, so that was the M4 improved medium tank, and it's kind of iffy. I mean, I only had like 3 or 4 matches in it. I think it was. I don't play it a whole lot, but I wanted to do a review on it. But it's all right. I mean, it does a pretty good amount of damage. Fast firing gun, really good gun depression. Is it worth it? If you like lower tiered tanks, yeah, it's definitely worth it. Even though I shot all premium rounds, I still did make some credits on there. Not a whole lot, obviously, but still did make some. If you don't like lower tier tanks, then I wouldn't suggest getting it. But if you play your lower tier tanks a lot, then yeah, I just wish maybe they'll bump up the penetration on it down the road or something. That'd be real nice, because that would make it all the difference between really saying yeah, get it or don't get it, because it is a low penetrating gun, 92 millimeters of penetration. It's not good. I mean, there are a couple tanks that have less, but that is pretty low. Anyways, this is Tank and Trucker. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the like button down below. If you didn't, hit the like button anyways, just because you guys like me. So, you guys take it easy, and I will see you on the battlefield.